Hello guys, welcome to Football Fan Den UK. Hope you guys are having a fabulous day. We are here today to discuss European Cup results for UK clubs. So if you're new to the channel, this is something that I try to do every week. And if you are old to the channel, or should I say you've been following the channel for a few weeks now, thank you very much for your support. If you're not already subscribed, that would be absolutely awesome. If you could subscribe, like and share, that would be brilliant. But yeah, guys, so we're here to talk about the Europa League. Unfortunately, no Champions League results due to the fact that our Celtic dropped into the Europa League. But obviously, we will be catching up with the Champions League a bit further down the line. But for now, it's Europa League, and to me, Europa League, Champions League, so European football, I loved a lot. I absolutely love seeing UK clubs do well in Europe, as you guys that have been watching for a bit are aware of. So yeah, guys, let's crack on. Tonight, obviously, was 4 games. Linfield playing at home, Wolves playing away, and Celtic playing at home, and Rangers playing away. Some absolutely cracking results tonight as well. So it was an absolutely. We're going to talk about Linfield first because I think they deserve it because they was absolutely awesome tonight. I managed to catch half of that game, unfortunately, as you know, guys. I have to work just like you guys do, so I didn't manage to catch a full game tonight, but I did manage to catch the second half of Linfield, and it was absolutely fantastic. Linfield did really well. I did come home earlier and see that they were losing 1-0 in the first half. So they weren't a great start. The commentators were saying that they felt that the Linfield were a bit in awe of Quarterback. But they obviously got themselves together because they pulled it round and managed to get themselves 2-1 up by the time I managed to catch the second half. And they was then on from that point on, from the part that I saw, guys, they looked like they were absolutely just believing. And for fans, I think that's absolutely awesome. This is why I love European football, because it brings, I don't know what you guys think, love to know in the comments, but for me, it brings a different twist. I think that sometimes in Europa League, Champions League, especially Champions League, we see it evident on a regular basis with the big clubs, but for me, it's all clubs because it's a knockout competition. And it's like, let's give you an example, guys. If a club in England, for example, plays in the League Cup and gets knocked out, they take it on the chin because they look at it as it's not the best of money. They've got Premier League games or Championship games or whatever to come. And that's bigger fish to fry, shall we say. And they're also going to have another opportunity by playing in the FA Cup. It's the same sort of thing as in Scotland. I think there's 2 cups in Scotland. So if they get knocked out of one, they've still got a chance in the other. But with Europe, you don't have that option. You're either in or you're out. So the clubs have, and the players have got to give it absolutely everything. And I think Linfield gave it everything tonight. Like I said, looked a bit shaky from the start, but they went for it. They had a right go at them. And you've got to take your hat off to them, because for UK clubs, and particularly for Northern Ireland, it's massive, because if they could get through this tie, they will make history and be. So I believe they will be the first Northern Ireland team into the group stages, and if that is correct, that is absolutely awesome. I mean, if they get there anyway, I think it's absolutely awesome, because we don't see Northern Ireland clubs get into very far in Europe. Part of the reason being because they're not technically classed as professional players, so they don't get a lot of the Northern Ireland players don't get the opportunity to play week in, week out and just focus on football. They've got everyday jobs just like the rest of us. So to see a Northern Irish team get into the group stages would be fantastic. And it'd be a break from the norm, guys, in my opinion, because I think it'd be awesome to see a club get in that is a UK club, but it's not, like, let's say, it's not a fashionable club. To me, I love all UK clubs, and I love to see them all do well in Europe. But let's be honest, in the grand scheme of things, with all the money and all the big clubs, they're not a fashionable club, are they? So for me, guys, I think it'd be absolutely awesome, and I will be definitely keeping an eye on the second leg of that, and really keeping my fingers crossed and hoping that Linfield manage to make a bit of history for Northern Ireland and obviously for UK clubs, because that would be absolutely massive. The game I did part of that. Sorry, guys, a bit tongue tied. The game that part of the game that I did watch, I noticed the commentators making a comment that I've not heard for a while. In fact, a good while. They was talking about particular players playing for Linfield and playing manly. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I haven't heard that terminology in football for some time. You know, obviously, it's not as common these days that players, play in that way, like where we can actually describe them as, being manly and putting in a shift, giving it everything. And like I said, guys, for me, that's what's fantastic about European football. Get to see our clubs, playing with with the desire and with the, commitment that we want to see week in, week out. And we shouldn't need just European football to see that. And I'm not saying all players don't give it everything week in, week out, but we know that, we do see that certain players slacken off in certain games because they're not that arsed. The club might be halfway through the season, secure, not going to fall out the league, not going to get promoted or whatever. But we want to just see that desire, that commitment week in, week out. And obviously, that for me, that is one of the reasons why I love European football, because if your club is motivated to do well in that competition, we see this desire, we see this commitment, we see them playing for the shirt, for the badge, and it's absolutely awesome. I can't stress it enough, guys. I love seeing it, and I don't know about you guys, whether you feel it's the same. You might disagree with me, guys. You might think that players play with more desire when they're playing the domestic games. But like I said, I think that it shows a lot more in Europe. I'm not saying we don't see it in domestic games. We do see it in domestic games. Of course we do. But I think we see it, more consistently when the club plays in Europe. And the reason being is, like I said, because if they don't, they're out. They're going to get knocked out. It's as simple as that. They've got to give it everything. The players have got to give everything for that shirt, and I love it. I do. I can't stress it enough, guys. I'm not going to rabbit on about it anymore, but I do. I love it, and I think it's absolutely, it gets me bubbling. It really does. I think it's absolutely fantastic. So yeah, during that game, they highlighted a player that I was familiar with. I had heard of him, but what I did see of him, he was absolutely awesome. And I believe he's called Shea Lafferty, and apparently he was playing for Everton. And I've got to ask you guys what you think. I'm asking the question: if this guy has got overlooked by Everton, is it because there's too much demand on the big clubs to put these players in and get results and get them performing quick, rapid, not giving them enough time? Because tonight, from what I could see, I didn't watch the whole game, be honest, as I said, but what I saw of him, he was going for it. He was fighting, and he's not the most gifted striker. You could see that he's not the most technically talented, but he was giving everything. He was absolutely harassing the defence. They didn't know what to do with him. They couldn't handle him, which was fucking, excuse my French, it was fantastic. It was that I really enjoyed watching it. So yeah, enough on Linfield. I just thought we should highlight them first because they, like I said, that's an absolute massive result for them, winning 3-2 against Qarabakh of Azerbaijan. So yeah, great stuff. Hopefully they will get the result done in the second leg, which is going to be tougher, as I say, because that's an away game. But let's hope that they can get that result wrapped up. Unfortunately, they did have a late penalty in that game, which pulled it back to 3-2, but they were winning 3-1. So it's absolutely fantastic for Linfield. Now we move on to Wolves. And Wolves had an absolutely fantastic result tonight, winning 3-2 away from home. And unfortunately, same thing again, late penalty. They were winning 3-1, late penalty, and they get it dragged back to 3-2. But I think when they take them back to Molineux, I think they'll get that game wrapped up because they looked hungry for that tonight. They were giving everything. I managed to catch about 20 minutes of that game because it finished later. And I think it was fantastic. Like I say, same thing with Wolves. Players showing desire, commitment, wanting to win the game, wanting to play for the shirt, and it was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So let's hope Wolves can get that tie wrapped up in the next, in the second leg back in Birmingham. Or should I say Wolverhampton? Sorry, guys. I know that you Wolves fans won't appreciate me calling it Birmingham, so my apologies. Wolverhampton. But yeah, I think when they take them back to it's Molineux, if I remember rightly now, Wolves' ground, I think they will get that tie wrapped up in the second leg and they will get through with a bit of luck. I don't think they're going to need luck. Well, every club needs a bit of luck, but I think what I saw tonight, I think they're going to absolutely demolish Torino, obviously. So that game was in Italy. Torino is an Italian team, guys, if you weren't aware of that. So, yeah, fantastic result for Wolves. Now we move on to the Scottish clubs. Celtic getting an absolutely fantastic result. 2-0 at home to Alka, or however you pronounce it, of Sweden, I believe. That was great 2-0 thingy. I managed to watch a little tiny bit of that game, not much, because I was watching the Linfield game more, because that was really absorbing. And I'm not saying the Celtic game wasn't absorbing, guys, but obviously to see a club of Linfield size doing such great things in Europe is refreshing, on my, at least from my point of view anyway. But yeah, Celtic did absolutely fantastic getting a 2-0 result. I would say that it was. It looked, the bit that I saw, it looked like they were going for it, and you know, plenty of attacking play, but maybe not enough clinical finishing chances. You Celtic fans, it'd be absolutely awesome if you could let me know what you think in the comments. As I said, I didn't manage to catch enough of it, but what bits I did see of it, Celtic were definitely going for it. There seemed to be plenty of attacking intent, moving forward with the ball, lots looking a lot more improved, because I did see a lot of quite a bit of the last previous game where unfortunately they were massively disappointing. They still went for it, but defensively in the last game they was disappointing. But this time I think there was a lot more stable in defence. They looked a lot more stable in defence. But like I say, you Celtic fans will know a lot better than I do. Was it a case of the opposition was poor, or was it that Celtic just controlled the game? Like I said, from where I was standing, guys, I watched a bit of it, and it looked like Celtic had full control of that game and were going through the gears in respect of making the attacks, runs down the wings, passing it about. But they just unfortunately didn't manage to get one or two more, which would just make the second leg, obviously being an away tie, a little bit more comfortable. But I think Celtic are experienced enough in Europe. If they get a bit between the teeth and go for it, get out there and get maybe an early goal in the first 10 minutes, they could put that tie to bed quite early in the second leg. But as I say, guys, I'll be absolutely appreciative if you can leave your comments in the comments below and let me know what you're thinking. Because as I say, guys, the channel is about fans, and obviously I cannot gauge what you guys are thinking unless you interact. So that would be awesome. Now we move on to Rangers, and Rangers played away. I think this was an earlier kickoff. I wasn't aware that it was an earlier kickoff, but like I said, because of work commitments, I didn't manage to check it yesterday because I was quite busy. But it's a great result away from home in respect to keeping a clean sheet and not conceding a goal. But it was a 0-0, so it's it's one of them, innit? When an away game, you don't want to really, you want to keep a clean sheet, but you want to try and nick one, and obviously. I didn't get to see any of that game, so I can't really comment on respect of how well Rangers played. I did see the interview with Stevie G, and Stevie G was saying that there was plenty of desire from the players. They knew they were going to get a tough test from Legia Warsaw, and they respected Warsaw in respect to, excuse me guys, in respect of Warsaw being a challenge. Now, like I say, I didn't see enough of any of the games, so I can't really comment whether it was Warsaw playing really well, Legia Warsaw playing really well, or whether Rangers just didn't go for it enough. But obviously, 0-0 is everything to play for. So hopefully Rangers will go for it at Ibrox and make sure that they get through into the next round. And I think that Rangers at home are more than capable of doing that. But let's just hope that they don't make any stupid mistakes in defence that could cost them, because obviously the away goals rule can count. So yeah, obviously it'd be great to see all four clubs get through to the next round. I think the football tonight was, what I did catch of it was absolutely awesome, guys, and I was well impressed with Linfield, as I've stressed. Chuffed to see Wolves doing well away from home. They really seem to be enjoying their European experience and grabbing it with both hands and taking it seriously, which is what, as far as I'm concerned, every club should take it seriously. And Celtic, bouncing back from obviously a very disappointing result in the Champions League qualifiers. But I think as long as Celtic manage to get through to the group stages of the Europa League, for me that'd be awesome, because they will still have European football, which is what a club the size of Celtic should have as a as a standard fitting, really, as far as I'm concerned. So let's hope they get that wrapped up. And obviously Rangers, I think the same way, they should be having European football as a standard thing. And I think they'll get it done away at home. Sorry, at Ibrox. I think they'll be fantastic at Ibrox with fans behind them. You guys all, making your noise and your voice heard, being the 12th man. I think you will help Rangers get that one wrapped up and get into the next round. So yeah, guys, that's about it from me. As I say, hope you enjoyed the football. Hope you guys react in the comments. Sorry, a fly just flying past me there, guys. Hope you guys react in the comments in respect of leaving some feedback. Let me know what you think. Do you think your club played well? If you're a neutral fan and you're just curious out of a curiosity of obviously liking UK clubs, or you are a fan of a UK club and you just want to see European football, that's fantastic. Joining us. Obviously, you're more than welcome to leave your comments and let me know what you guys are thinking also. Okay, guys, I hope you've enjoyed today's vid, and I hope you will join me on the next one. Take care for now and look after yourselves. I'll speak to you soon. Goodbye.